Good afternoon, Your Honors, distinguished bar leaders and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Please excuse my English. I am sure Professor Higgins would have given up with me for a long time. First, I would like to extend my sincerest thanks to the American Bar Association as well as to the Holy Organization for inviting me to this prestigious annual meeting of the American Bar Association, which I attend for the first time, in spite of the fact that I've been an international associate of the American Bar Association for over 30 years now. Second, I would like to convey to all of you the warmest greetings of the Tunisian Bar Association. And the president of the Tunisian Bar Association asked me to bring a souvenir gift to ABA and Roli, but very unfortunately, my luggage was delayed, and I hope it will reach me before I leave Toronto so that I can fulfill my obligation. These two books that I brought along with me are about Tunisian mosaics. And as you may know, Tunisia has got the biggest, the largest, the most beautiful collection of mosaics in the world, Roman mosaics. The Tunisian school was very famous at the time. But this is not the only thing that, let's say, distinguish Tunisia. In Tunisia, we have the best experts in election in the world, in spite of the Ancien Régime. And to the point that when here in the United States, a few years ago, I believe in the state of Florida, the candidates to the presidency had a serious problem in counting the votes, recounting and recounting again. At the end, both candidates agreed to seek some help from Tunisian election experts. And of course, our former dictator Ben Ali was very happy to send one of his experts. He came, he entered the room, and 5 minutes later he came out and he said, "What's going on with you? But the results are here. They're very, very clear. I don't understand why you called me." They told him, both candidates, "But who won the elections?" He told them, "Ben Ali, of course." So, now let me tell you in a few words a unique story of what recently happened in Tunisia during the months of December 2010 and January 2011. It was indeed a very strange situation. But to begin with, I should like to give you a few hints about the Tunisian legal system in order to better understand the decisive role played by lawyers in the recent revolution and what could be the future of the profession. The Tunisian legal system is largely inspired by the French system. At the level of legislation, we have, I would say, 95% of our Tunisian legislation is similar to the French legislation, except in the fields of family law and inheritance law, where it is inspired by Islamic law, although a modernized Islamic law, because we do not have polygamy in Tunisia, for example. For over 50 years now it's forbidden, and it has disappeared totally from the society. But also at the level of the court organization, as well as the level of legal education. Legal education is an undergraduate education in Tunisia, and once you get a law degree, you go to a graduate school. We have two graduate schools, one which prepares for the bar, the other for the judges. And the separation is very, very strong between the two professions. Although we work together, the career, there is no going from one profession to the other. And as you probably know, traditionally lawyers have played an important role in politics. And this is even more obvious in totalitarian regimes like the regime which prevailed in Tunisia, where they act as catalysts of the political opposition for the defense of liberty, for the defense of human rights, and for the defense of democracy. This was so true in Tunisia to the point that the Bar Association had become perhaps the basic power to be fought by the old regime. President Ben Ali tried to subjugate the lawyers using all kinds of means. But the most important one consisted in cultivating a deep separation, a deep hatred between judges and lawyers. The old Roman rule, divide ut impere, playing the ones against the others. And this explains the problems we are facing today in enforcing a system of transitional justice, which should be the key to the establishment of a democratic system in Tunisia, just like what happened in Latin America and South Africa, even in Spain and Portugal. The Tunisian lawyers played a decisive role in the success of the revolution when, wearing their black gowns, they interceded between the firing police forces and the population. And that brought an end to the firing. Also, the president of the bar called President Ben Ali on the phone and simply summoned him to give the order to the police forces to stop firing. And finally, a few days later, it was about 2,000 lawyers who led a street demonstration from the Tunis courthouse to the Department of Interior, which is in Tunisia the Department of Police. It has nothing to do with the environment. And that was practically the sudden end of the Tunisian regime, to the big surprise of all initiated observers. After the fall of the regime, it was again the lawyers who started the lawsuits against the dignitaries of the old regime. This caused serious problems with the judges, who, for most of them, at least those who were sitting in the capital city of Tunis, collaborated with the Ancien regime in its struggle against lawyers, because those who were opposing the regime were sent far away from the capital. The battle is still going on. There is, I would say, a future which is not very clear as to the system of justice in Tunisia in terms of the reform which is badly needed now in order to enter a new era of democracy. I think I should stop here and I will be happy to answer any questions, if any. Thank you very much for your attention. And as I am finishing my talk, I realized that I traveled about 600 miles for each minute I spoke to you. Thank you very much.